Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Talk. So we'll be on camera in just a few minutes. We're just having a few technical difficulties. I've managed to get the emails sent out as well. Sorry for the 5 minutes late. I'm normally on time, as you all know. I hate being late, but as you can tell, I feel great. Got a bit of energy in me, so let's bring it on because we got plenty to talk about. Just been some articles, obviously, that have dropped, and we're going to talk about them because we do talk about Doctor Who, of course. So that's what we're going to be doing. There's plenty to talk about. There's a rumor flying around about Ruby Tuesday's boyfriend that over 2 seasons he's going to fall for the Doctor. Therefore, apparently, he's going to be bisexual now because people just nowadays just decide that they're going to fiddle around with the other side, because like that's 2023, but that's not the reality, folks. For most of the people, most of the time. But this is another agenda driven. Also, we're going to be discussing. Millie Gibson talks about breaking down after watching a scene in the Christmas special. She probably broke down because it was shit. But we'll get into that money joke, and I have to try to be positive. But I do have some positivity, actually. As you know, Christopher Eccleston has been very vocal about RTD and others. But it turns out that RTD, I thought he was going to retaliate in some way, but RTD has said that Christopher Eccleston changed the face of the show or whatever. I have that article as well. So we're going to check and see if RTD actually gives them some kudos. Can those two men repair their relationship? Because the story has come out is that someone was being bullied on the second series one. Christopher Eccleston didn't take too kindly to it and wanted the person involved to be reprimanded. And then that's when the politics started behind the scenes. So we'll be talking about that as well. And there's a few more bits and pieces, articles as well. I've got to read them on my phone, but the articles are in the link description. That's why I put them in the link description, so it's easy for me to actually then go and read them. And also, some news here as well. Doctor Who producer Bad Wolf gets 54 million boost from unusual deal to make BBC sci-fi series. So we're going to talk about that as well. So there are plenty of things to talk about. I did see something there from Nicholas Horton earlier talking about seeing something on the internet. So I want to go up and actually see what's being said, and I'll let you know if I actually do know that. You know me, I'll be honest. So let me see. Apparently there's some rumor. Is it true that the Christmas special was accidentally leaked on Italian Disney Plus? Oh, I don't know. But Disney seem to be making a lot of cock-ups. And it seems like, oh yeah, another thing we have to talk about. Helena, I can never say her fucking name. One that was in The Crown, that does be in movies with Johnny Depp all the time. Well, apparently RTD told her to turn down a role in Doctor Who. It looks like that Chibby's, I think, wanted to bring her in, and RTD had told her to turn it down because there'll be bigger roles ahead. Now all the J-bots have come out and said that you can't hire her because she's transphobic. So we're going to talk about that as well. As I said, we've got plenty to talk about, and we will start with that Deadline article. But of course, I'm not alone. But I don't know about that Italian. I'm being honest though, if it was leaked, would it not be bigger news? The people, I mean, if it's leaked, that's a big major cock up. But we will get into Disney and their problems, because got to be honest with you, it's not looking good for Disney at all. But let's LGBT. I didn't even need to put that comment up. I was actually scrolling down, but it came up anyway, so I'll read it. LGBT people make up less than 2% of the population, but they want you to think that there are more. Helena Bonham Carter, that's the one. I can never say her name properly, so don't even try. So I call her HBC. There you go. Anyway, don't do this alone. Let's bring on the co-hosts that are going to be joining me, and we're going to delve into all of these. So I'll read the relevant parts of the article. As I said, the articles are all in the link description if you want to look at the articles yourselves in full, and then we will get your comments as we go along and get the panel's opinion. So let's start off. We got royalty as usual on this channel. It's the one and only Miss Queen Charlotte. Any second now.
Hello, everybody.
Going to be an asshole. There you go. She's there. Yay! Finally, and next, of course, we wouldn't be alone. Actually, it wouldn't be complete. The trio. We're going to call ourselves. I don't know. I had a name, but then I realised it was inappropriate, so I'm not going to say it because it's Christmas. Anyway, there we go. It's Mr. PD Rich.
Hey,
Another day in the asylum, man, is his tag. And it is certainly another day in the asylum. So let's delve straight into this. So the first article I want to discuss is the Deadline article. And I'm just going to read you the relevant bits that are relevant to us in this, because you know the way articles skew off and they talk about other nonsense. But the Doctor Who stuff or whatever this is about. So Doctor Who producer Bad Wolf gets 54 million boost from unusual deal to make BBC sci-fi series. Exclusive. Bad Wolf's unusual deal to make BBC studio show Doctor Who helped boost the Sony-owned production outfit's revenues. Bad Wolf was handed the production contract to Doctor Who in September 2021.
give me a sec.
Part of the agreement to star Russell T Davies to the role of showrunner. Bad Wolf subsidiary Whoniverse One, the special purpose vehicle through which Doctor Who is made, posted sales of 43 million, and that equates to $54 million in the 17 months to March 2023. Separately, Bad Wolf recorded revenues of 117 million, which would be $148 million in 12 months to the end of March. 192 increase on 40.2 million in 2022. Based in Wales, the production outfit's pre-tax profits of 7 million in 2023 was up 366% on 1.5 million in the previous year. So why am I bringing this up? Well, it shows you the state of Doctor Who under Chris Chibnall, right? He was announced in September 2021, and by March 2022, they were in profit all over the place, and he hadn't even done anything yet. So this is why it's a shame what happened now. It's because RTD does have the pull. David Tennant did have the pull. Catherine Tate had the pull. The evidence is there in the sales gone up. I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Who magazine is part of that as well. Their sales, I mean, the first issue back with RTD sold out. That didn't happen before. They actually had to pre-order more copies because it was sold out. Even the Who shop had problems with delivery. Now, obviously, the UK was having problems with postal as well, but they were having problems getting the magazine out because literally it was flying off their shelves. So this is the thing. This is what's sad. They're generating money, but yet he's producing crap. So it'll be interesting to see a year from now, will those figures still be on the rise, or will they go back down again? But it just goes to show you, if, well, it's perceived, if you bring back the people that apparently understand the show, you know, after the 5 years you had, there's profit to be made there. But I think they fouled the ball now, and I think it's going to hurt them in the long run. But sure, I mean, that is astonishing. 366% rise in certain cases. The profit was up by 366. It was 1.5 million the previous year 7 million tax profit in 2023. I mean, it's astonishing that this show still is generating. I mean, you know, everybody thought RTD savior of the show. I mean, I think that's why it's reflected in these sales right now. I think people, after what they've seen so far and what's to come Christmas, that might be a different story. But it is sad to see that they can make money, Charlotte, and it seems like they've flushed it down the toilet now with the perceived direction that they seem to be going in.
I think that money was sort of two things coming together, honestly. It wasn't all Russell. I think we forget sometimes that Bad Wolf had a really good track record. They'd done his Dark Materials on the BBC, which got, from all I account, very good viewing figures, did very good for BBC and HBO. I think that was like a shared production deal they had. So they'd just done that, not far off the announcement. I'm thinking about what they've done recently. They'd done a Discovery of Witches for Sky, which also did very well. So you had a production house that had a lot of hits, that had been perceived as being one of the best of the British, I would argue, with their output, combined with Russell. And there's no denying how much Russell did in his first run, bringing the show back, getting the new generation like myself into the show. And also his dramas are separate from Bad Wolf. So this is my thing of, I think we have to remember how much on paper there was success being told is now going to have the show again. The names that were being connected again with the show were seen as, finally, we've got some skill coming back in. I agree with you. It will be interesting. That was all very much just hype money, I would argue, like initial sort of excitement money. Yeah. Now products going out, like you said, now we've had the specials, we've had the 60th. Will their effects with those viewing figures going down? I know they're trying to sort of champion them now and using certain figures that are the better figures to talk about, not the overnights, which is a bit of a sign. So yeah, it will be very interesting, like you said, once actually we've now got a first series out of Shooty and the specials, which we've already had.
Yeah.
What's going to be the profit lines? Because I'm just thinking, like, the Sonic, the 10th and 14th Doctor Sonic sold out. I'm sorry, with that design of Shooty Sonic, I don't think you're going to get a selling out like you got with the David Tennant Sonic, because I've seen most people comment on that negatively. I've seen most people say, God, that looks terrible. So I think that could be one of the first little signs of what you're saying, of this profit maybe being very inflated at the beginning and maybe starting to hit reality a bit. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting now, like you said. Actually products going out and stuff's going out, how's it going to affect figures?
Well, PD, you're kind of inside the industry.
Yeah, not that inside, but quite.
You know, well, you
trained
do
on it.
Your work and all, and you're trained
more than us.
And stuff.
Yeah,
you're a bit more than us anyway. You have a little bit more knowledge than we would. We've seen what's happened now. 3 specials have dropped, and let's just say, to be kind, it's been a mixed reaction, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Do you think that what we've been talking about here, the initial buzz, and then obviously the money? I remember, Charlotte, as well, they've been getting money from multiple sources as well, which we must actually point out.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it kind of does look good that the profits are all up. But PD, with the 60th anniversary, and we have to talk about this, it wasn't a 60th anniversary celebration. And that's the main gripe with fans. Do you think this is going to have an impact financially in the long run? Do you think we're going to go back to the days of Chibs where things are just not going to fly off the shelves?
Yeah, I do. I think we're going to definitely heading back there. I mean, the thing at the moment is that BBC Studios has been using Bad Wolf since 2016 as a subcontractor. So there's nothing new about them doing another series for BBC. Absolutely nothing new about it because they've been using it. I mean, loads of people use it. Sky use it, and also Sony Pictures are actually using it for The Winter King, which is available on ITVX at the moment. Not plugging anything. So that's just HBO's used it for industry, which they're still using it for industry at the moment. So it's not BBC doing another sci-fi show there. It's like, yeah, well, but that's the only place I could do sci-fi at the moment, if you know what I mean, because I don't think Pinewoods are really going to stretch out for them apart from Red Dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can understand that going back to what we were saying, but I think we're back in Chibnall in about a year's time. We'll be back in Chibnallville. I think the hype train has left the station and we'll be straight back in Chibnallsville. The way things are going.
Well, apparently we're getting the Christmas special. Now, there's a little bit of controversy right now because originally when they announced the Christmas special, they said then that Doctor Who was going to return in the spring of 2024. But they have since edited that actual tweet and they've actually changed it. They've removed spring 2024. Now, some are saying is that they let the cat out of the bag too soon and they realised a mistake. On another hand, I'm kind of thinking, well, with the bad reaction that he's actually getting, could it be delayed for possible reshoots?
I think you're right.
The only thing is, it would be hard to shoot his first series because they've just started shooting his second series.
Yeah.
And for continuity reasons, it would be really awkward to reshoot your series.
Because you'd notice the difference in him, wouldn't you? Because when Matt came in, he was fresh-faced, but by his second season, you could see, because of all the work he put into it, it obviously does take its toll in your face, but he wasn't as fresh-faced as he was when he first went in. And again, with the fact that he had old man oil, he just sold you as the Doctor. It is going to be interesting. And Christmas, especially around the corner, and it'll be interesting to see what type. Well, we can see they've got goblins, so I'm pretty sure you're going to see goblins and Beat the Meat and all of this other stuff. See, it's aimed at the Disney crowd, so it'll be interesting to see if they actually pick on it. But let's move on because this one kind of was like, this startled me a little bit because she was rumored during the Chibnall era. And it never materialized. And if it's anything to do with, well, it seems like it's got to do with RTD, is the reason why she never went in and did a part in Doctor Who. But it seems like the Jodie bots, or the RTD stands, as they call themselves now, are not down with this because
cancel pigs,
so here we go. Russell T Davies has told Helena Bonham Carter to turn down Doctor Who role. The pair co-hosted Joe Riley's BBC's Radio 2 show this evening. Now, isn't it the show, according to the show, see, RTD's, again, is putting up mixed signals here, right? Because she's very anti, if I'm correct, she's anti-trans, as they would call it, or she doesn't follow everything or believe everything that they do. Yeah, but RTD is able to sit there with her and have a discussion with her on a radio show and not kind of use that against her, but he'll go and give out the fans for having the exact same opinions.
From my understanding, and I'm not, like I said, I only know because I'm a Potter person, so I know a bit. I don't think she's really come out and said her politics on that per se, precisely. She just was one of the few Potter actors that when she got asked about JK,
she stuck up for her.
She basically said, I'm not going to attack her. So she didn't say I'm for or against. She just said, I'm not going to attack. I can't remember her exact wording. It was a while ago this happened, but So we don't know her politics, is my point precisely. We just know she didn't follow the crowd. Let's put it that way.
So this is what was said anyway. So the pair spoke about Carter's inclusion in the universe. When asked by Wiley whether she had ever been in Doctor Who, Davis revealed, "She's been offered and Madame was too busy. Not this time," came back the answer. He also added, "There are better parts coming." But Carter was previously asked to appear in an episode. Carter revealed, saying, "What was it? You actually said this isn't quite good enough." So RTD basically said, "Oh, I have a script for it, but it's not good enough," basically. And that's why he told her to turn down the role. So he's even admitting his own writing was shit. It wasn't good enough for her. So that's why he got her to turn down the role. Reflecting on the role, Davis said, "I did, actually it wasn't. No, I mean, it wasn't big enough. It wasn't good enough for you. It was a lovely part and they offered it, but I secretly sent you a note saying, turn this down. We'll get you something better." So the BBC probably wanted her, and he sent her a note to say, no, turn this down. I'll give you something better. But then obviously he left the show. And now her name has popped back up again because they did the podcast. She's going to be in the show.
She is.
She'll be in the show. It's dead set now. It's dead set. It depends. Could he get her back to play another version of Missy? Could he get her back to play another Time Lord?
Well, I mean, all I'll say to that,
I like her as an actress. I always have. Yes, she kind of plays similar, but I like her movies. I have no problem, and I loved her in The Crown. By the way, I thought she was amazing in The Crown. So for me, she's the dream. She's the dream guest star for me. I put actress, I should say. That's the actress I would like to see. And obviously, I wouldn't. It never happened. I would love to see Johnny Depp. Could you imagine? No, but right on two fronts. Number one, because I know he'd give it his all and he'd be brilliant. But number two, because the reaction to that casting announcement would be epic, and we would have material for months because they wouldn't stop crying about it. They're giving it about her now. She hasn't even been cast yet. Anyway, would you be in favor of this cast? It doesn't matter who she plays, but would you be in favor of her making an appearance in Doctor Who? She is an iconic actress, let's be honest about it. I mean, she is. So, you know.
Oh, yeah, if you think the franchises she has been in Hollywood, obviously Harry Potter, Planet of the Apes, Tim Burton, like so many of his movies, she's been in top A-list movies, and she's actually one of those that you could tell very much on merit, very much on her skill. Even when she is playing similar roles, she is really good to watch. There's no denying she has a type she likes to play. Sort of crazy people, that tends to be her type. But I'm like you, I saw her in The Crown a couple of years ago when she was Margaret. And she brought a real sort of sense of tragedy to that character.
And humanized her as well, though.
Yeah, like in one scene, she would be like, the sort of the naughty sister that Margaret was known for being, the sort of troublemaker. But then so you'd see her do that and she'd have great fun with it. And then in the next scene, it'd be about the drinking addiction and her issues with that stuff. And it was real. And you really felt for her and her sort of jealousy of her sister. So I agree, she was absolutely amazing in The Crown. So just to have that on in our show, especially if like obviously we don't know and this is all guesswork, but imagine if she got a reoccurring role, not just a one-off. Like a character that's in an episode disappears for a couple of episodes and comes back. I think that would be a real steal. I don't think Missy, though, only because in the giggle, they made a point to say master, not Missy. The toy maker precisely said, I had a match with the master and he lost. So I think that's your hint that if we get a master, we're going back to male. And I think she's going to be another character.
I think John Sims coming back. I'm going to bring John Sims back as the
I think he's
master,
going to get a new bloke myself.
I'm going to say this. I know some people are going to have a go at me in the chat about this because I know some people didn't like his casting. But I think that's a bit of a kick in the teeth to Sacha Dhawan, to be quite honest with you. Because under RTD, I think RTD could master Sacha Dhawan as a master.
Yeah,
quite
do
honest
something
with
with
him.
him.
I think he could do something with him. I think it would be harsh on Sacha Dhawan not to be asked back. I mean, you could do it. Even if you were going to bring him back to regenerating, you know, give him the opportunity to play the master again. I liked him as the master. Listen, everybody thought he was a bit over the top and stuff like that, but I loved it. I love the fact that he was a complete psycho, and he was a complete psycho. This version of the master was an absolute psychopath.
Yeah,
And I like that
Unhinged.
version. It was better than when John Sim tried to play it unhinged. You seen it. It didn't work with John Sim. It didn't. When Moffat then brought him back for the
He was so much better.
He was so much better. That was the master he should have been from day fucking one. That's who he should have became.
More classic,
right?
yeah.
Under RTD, but he never did, and Moffat made him that. And that I tell you, they're just brilliant stories, those. I mean, that was Moffat at his best.
I've got a feeling, and I think Helen also, you can link it back to Helen. I think Russell's, think about it, we've got Neil Patrick Harris, he's another A-lister. I think it seems to be, for some of his villains, not all of them, if we count Jinx, it seems to be for a good chunk of them, Russell seems to be going for big names.
Yeah.
And he's got the ability now. I think that's the other major difference here. He's got the ability now. So I think we're going to get a big name.
Yeah, but you see, this is the thing. That's all well and good, right? But we've got to be honest here, and I'm going to say something here that's going to upset the shooty Gatwa fans here, right? But I've got to make it clear, I have no problem with his casting, but I have to say this. To the rest of the world, he's an unknown.
That's why I think he's going to go big with Master.
So, yeah, but that doesn't work for me. If you're going to cast a big name, then cast a big name for the Doctor, right? Instead of going for an unknown like we've gone through, except Christopher Eccleston. David Tennant had his show, but still he was relatively unknown to the rest of the world. Christopher Eccleston had did a movie in the US, but it flopped. It was what was the movie again? It was G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's terrible.
He was in that G.I. Joe movie and it flopped. I actually like that movie, believe it or not. It's terrible, but I like it. Do you know one of those movies that's really terrible, but you like, but I like it. But he was kind of known, right? But not as, but David Tennant wasn't as known as much as Eccleston was, and Matt Smith was an unknown, right? Peter Capaldi was kind of known, more in the UK, but he did do international movies. Yeah, if you're going to go big with a big actor, then you have to do it with the Doctor, because if you bring a big actor in to play the Master, it's going to be all about the big actor, not about the person that's playing the Doctor. Remember, this show is Doctor Who. So you don't want the Doctor to be overshadowed, right? Or the actor that's playing the Doctor overshadowed. That's what happened in Jodie Whittaker's era. He started bringing in stars. He started bringing in actors from America and all. And they overshadowed Whittaker, right? She felt like a bit part in her own series. If he starts bringing in all of these guest stars, Shooty is going to be in the background. He's not going to be the main, because people won't know who the fuck he is. except the people that have watched these shows in the UK. Do you think Americans are going to start watching Sex Education to see who Shooty is? No, they probably all go into this blind, most of them. And people around the world as well will be the same. So if you're going to go for a big name, you should be going for a big name for the Doctor and not the supporting cast, because you're going to overshadow Shooty. And again, I think it's crazy. If you're going to give Shooty the role, he should be the main focus. That's it. But even now we're seeing the reporting, it's all about Millie Gibson, her character, and her boyfriend. Right? Who gives a fuck about those two? I don't give a shit, she's his companion, right? But I don't want to see, right, Millie's boyfriend or Ruby Tuesday's boyfriend fall for the Doctor. Who wants to fucking see that? This is a family sci-fi show. We're not interested in that shit. So again, it even sounds it's going to be about everybody else bar the person it's supposed to be about, the Doctor. Doctor Who.
Well, yeah, all over Clara again.
I heard it in. Well, I didn't hear. That's not right. Well, because of that boyfriend rumor, and PD was with me while I was looking it up.
Oh yeah.
There's another half to that rumor, which I'm really surprised people are not talking about.
Well, that's the other half of the rumor.
That Russell is going to finally play with the Valeyard, and Shooty's going to be Valeyard.
Nah, see, the rumor I've heard. No. The rumor I heard is even worse. It's actually David. That's why David Tennant was left on his own. The Master is going to come back. This was all a plan, and it's going to be manipulation, and he's going to turn into the Valeyard. Well, that's why Tennant is still around. That's why this boy generation or wherever the generate happened, right? Because he's going to be.
Well, like I think we're hearing two separate rumors then, or what seem two separate ones, because the one I saw is it's Shooty, and near the end of it said third series. We don't know if he's going to do a third series, so that's probably a bit that could be very much up in the air.
But so then what's going to happen? David Tennant's Doctor is going to come swanning in and defeat Shooty's.
Well, apparently, if the rumor's true, there's more than one Doctor they're trying to get back. So it sounds like, do you know what we wanted for the 60th? They're going to do it for Shooty, for this Valeyard.
Yeah.
Plot line, if it happens.
That would have been good for 60 if they just didn't do it, you know?
I mean, why do you have to overcomplicate things, RTD? I mean, yeah, bring the Valeyard back. We've all been championing that for years, right? But one of those two rumors, if they happen to be true, you're gonna lose. I'm telling you now, right? You're gonna lose, right? The rest of the foundation, right? Those fans that kept. You're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them. You're tapping into stuff. You're doing exactly what Chibs did, except you're gonna do it on a worse scale. You're actually gonna do it on a worse scale than Chibs did. You're gonna lose everybody, right? Because if you think these new generations, which I'll get into because Millie Gibson has said that this show Generation Z are going to love this, right? You're going to lose everybody, right? Because they're not going to stick around either. Because as soon as you realise that you can't pander to them anymore and you're losing ratings, you're going to go back, do what Chibs did, right? You're going to try change course, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late, right? I mean, this Christmas special already, I'm dreading. And everybody is like, on the left, the usual. Well, if you have a song about eating babies, then there must be something wrong with you. No, there must be something wrong with you if you think that a song about eating babies is appropriate. Like, what kind of fucking world do we live in? Right? And then they start bringing up examples where they did it in the past. Yeah, even then when they did it was wrong. Doesn't make a fucking right now either. Right? Doesn't make it right. That's the theme for your Christmas special. Eating babies. Because, you know, the feminists out there, my body, my choice. That's the crowd he's trying to bring into this show now, right? And then he's doing all the other casting to bring them in, right? And then, if this is true, we are truly fucked. Someone put up a screenshot earlier on, and apparently someone put up a comment that says, please make sure, RTD, that you never cast another turf in Doctor Who again. And apparently, I haven't checked this myself, so I have to verify it, but apparently he liked that comment. Now, if he liked that comment, then he's made it clear that Doctor Who is not for anybody that is not like him and all of those other people.
Dr. Stonewall.
Right? So he's not just telling fans to fuck off. Apparently, if you're not gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, this show isn't for you anymore. Now, if he's liked that comment, I haven't checked yet, but if he has actually liked that comment, then it's over. It's over. Anyway, let's get into this. Doctor Who's Millie Gibson broke down, apparently, in tears, watching the Christmas special scene. He's my doctor now. Doctor Who star Millie Gibson has shared how she broke down in tears watching new Dr. Ncuti Gatwa film a scene for the Christmas special. Speaking to the Times, Gibson, who plays Ncuti's companion, Ruby Sunday, I keep calling her Ruby Tuesday,
everyone does,
described what it was like filming with the sex education actor. It was like a master class every day with Ncuti, she said. There was a scene in the Christmas episode where I was watching him perform and I just started to cry because it was shit. I couldn't believe that I was actually brought onto this show to try to save it, and I realised that the lead actor was absolutely hopeless at his job. I wasn't even on camera, so it was a wasted performance. He's my doctor now, and I think so many people will connect with him. We don't want to know about you.
Well, 2% of them, yeah.
So many people have sat her down apparently and told her that this is going to change her.
Yeah,
it's hard to accept that, she says. It's a baffling thing to be told, to be honest. The first part was actually doing the job. Prepared for that. We heard you were a bit of a diva as well behind the scenes. If they were giving you shit and you gave it back to them, fair play. But you were just being a diva. But not going to last long. And then there's a second part where we'll be prepared for when it comes out. Gibson will make her debut as Ruby in the Christmas Day episode, which is titled The Church on Ruby Road, but it should be called The Goblins and the Baby Eating Christmas Festive Special.
The Labyrinth, yeah.
And the episode will tell some, but not all, of Ruby's backstory, with showrunner Russell T. Davies previously confirming that the character is a foundling. It's unshamedly the story of Ruby. So it's Rose 2.0.
Yeah, Rose Next Generation.
Ruby Rose, blah, 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 blah. So she was left on her own as a baby, blah, 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 blah. Then she was adopted, blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. And then goblins, blah, 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 blah. So basically, yeah, she cried because she seen that she wasn't in. She saw Ncuti and she thought, yeah, he's my doctor. But good for you. I just hope he's a lot of our doctor too. But by the sounds of things, he ain't. So good for you. Just want to say anything about Ruby or about Millie shedding the tears?
Here's my thing, right? I thought this before when you saw some of the not casting photos, behind the scenes filming that we saw, some of the shots that I don't know if fans got them or actually Bad Wolf released them. I can't remember now. It's a while ago. And it was that one when he looks like he's back in the 60s. He's got the afro and the blue suit
Oh, yeah.
episode. And he's like, sort of, he looks like he's in pain, Shooty's doctor, and he's sort of sat down. And Ruby's comforting him. I do see a connection between those two, just off the little bits I've seen so far. Obviously, I won't know properly until I watch. But just, you can see with their language a bit and how they are together, you can see a friendship there. You can see the sort of jokiness, which is lovely to see. So I can see her sort of connecting with him. I can see that. But once again, it's very actory talk, this, isn't it? It's very, oh, he's amazing, and I broke down in tears. It's sort of like, she can't just say it normally. She has to go like over the top, which is a very, like I said, actory thing to do. So it's, like I said, I can see them possibly having a really good connection just off the little bits and bobs we've seen. But yeah, she's doing very typical over the topness here. Like, there's no denying it. Just be like, I broke down in tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something when she finishes, mate. You know what I mean? That part of the panel as well. So
I've been trained for radio, mate. So I'm always polite and waiting for a host to turn around, tell me to butt in, and always say yes or no, just to keep the conversation flowing. You know what I'm like. You know what I'm like.
Where's the Christmas hat? I forgot to put the Christmas hat on. I only noticed I didn't have the Christmas hat on. I bought a Christmas hat especially for these streams.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just lovey talk. I mean, I hear this all the time. It's to the press, it's for the media. Oh, how wonderful it is! How was it going to change my life? And in 2 years' time, oh my God, why did I do Doctor Who? It was the worst choice I ever made in my life. You know, it's just all this. It's about they're keeping up appearances. This is what they're doing. That's what this whole is. But we got the elephant in the room for this one is Shooty's turned around and said, "I don't know what I'm going to be doing after my second season." That's a big elephant in the room. He doesn't know what he's doing, so I don't know if they're going to both be still playing their respective parts.
I've just had the thought if they're filming series 2 of him, then if he's not sticking around, he'll know there's a regeneration.
Yeah.
Whereas if there isn't, that should be the indicator massively to him that he's got another series afterwards.
Yeah. It's the thing, we've got another regeneration. They're going to refilm it like Jodie is like 5 times.
So here's apparently what RTD is liking. Please do not cast turps on Doctor Who, Russell. Please commit on keeping this show a safe space for all of us queer fans and queer people, your cast and crew. Now, I have asked, I says, where has RTD liked this comment? Because, you know, I don't like to throw, like, they haven't shown where RTD is actually liked it. So
there's no picture.
There's no proof of that. But apparently that's the type of comment that he's liking on Instagram. Now, if that is the case, then it's clear who this show is for. This probably is revenge. I think RTD has probably been watching what's going on in the world and has seen the pushback towards certain ideologies in the entertainment industry, in society, by governments. And I think he's going to use Doctor Who as a way to basically push back on all of us. And that is so wrong.
Yeah.
What the RTD, listen, I'm just going to say something to you here, right? I'm going to be nice about it as well. But I remember growing up, and there was a time where you grew up as well, where two sides of an argument or two sides of opposing views would sit in a room and would talk things out. The problem with 2023 or late 20s, whatever you want, the 2000s, is this.
Late 20s,
It's that over, the late 2020s.
That's the one.
Whatever, 20s, 10s, whatever. It doesn't matter. The 2000s. Since then, right, there's been a deliberate attempt to silence those that have opposing opinions.
Yeah.
Right? Now, how we could get to some common ground or middle ground, as they call it. Back in the day, as I said, we used to have conversation. But people like yourself and the people that you're actually pandering to don't want debate. And
Yeah.
just because we're saying we want to debate on something, right, doesn't mean that we're automatically 100% against it. See, the whole point of having conversations is so that both sides learn and both sides can hear what each side has to say and understand what they're on about, right? And why they have these feelings and why they have these thoughts and opinions. But the radical left, people like yourself, say there is no debate to be had. Well, whether you like it or not, RTD, there's always debate to be had.
Yeah.
Right? And as long as there are adults out there encouraging children to transition, there will always be a debate. And why do I bring this up? Well, Georgia Tennant has again struck because that woman just cannot help herself. And I'm going to say it out straight here today. That woman should be locked up. Any woman, any mother or father that puts their kids in direct danger, that brainwashes their kids into this ideology, should be sent to prison. It's as simple as that. Now, the government put out some reforms yesterday that she did not agree with, okay? And she went on her usual thing on Twitter to leave up a message of support and all of that, right? Now, I'm sorry, right, whether people like this or not, but there are people like me that do not agree with what's happening with kids. People like Georgia Tennant, David Tennant, RTD, and all of these other monsters that are actually running our show and that are in society are telling us, no, there's no debate. There's no debate. Kids can be confused growing up. We all are confused as kids growing up. But they're actually latching onto the kids' confusion and saying, oh no, they're born in the wrong body. They don't feel like they're born in the right body. The kid tells you that the first thing that should be done is they should seek psychiatric help, not have their bits knocked off, right? Because what the other side don't tell you, what Georgia Tennant and the rest of them quite conveniently leave out, is the people that detransition, the suicide rates connected to that, because people have realized they've made a mistake. Some have even come out as far as to say that they were brainwashed into this. Doctors and nurses, people that they trusted, told them that they should do this. And why did the people tell them to? And why are the adults pushing that? Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You don't give two fucks about those kids, right? Now, I'll say it out straight. If you're a grown-ass adult, you knock yourself out and you knock what bits off if you want to. I will never understand it, right? Because to me, you're born male and female and that's it, right? That's biology, that's it, right? Every other species out there, like mammals, male, female. There may be a few exceptions to the rule, you know, with animals out there. They use that as well, especially with lizards and all of this and frogs and all. They even say that there's gay
Yeah,
frogs
but these frogs and lizards don't need surgery to transform.
Exactly.
They do it naturally.
Right? So whether Georgia Tennant, RTD, or anybody likes, there's always going to be a debate on this. And there's always going to be pushback. And the reason why there's going to be pushback is you guys are not willing to listen to the other side's opposing views, even if you don't agree with them. People just want you to listen. And then we can come to some sort of common ground. But she's off again, right? And if RTD is indeed like a comments like that, you can kiss your Doctor Who goodbye. It truly will be what I said it was. Dr. Queer. Right? Not Doctor Who.
Be queer as who, yeah. Queer as who.
Right? That's it. Right? And that's not me being bigoted. That's the truth. That's what they want. This is what their fans are screaming for. And RTD is listening to them, by the way. So don't be surprised, because I've actually even said, how many straight people have actually been cast in Doctor Who since he's took over? Count. And then count how many from the other community have been cast. And you'll see the startling difference. 2%, by the way, of the population. 2%, right, is being represented apparently on screen. More than 2% being represented on screen. This is the fucking issue, right? And again, the biggest issue I have with all of this incorporating it into Doctor Who, it's a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
Right? Go and do other shows. If you want to highlight all those issues, but then go and do something else. Right? Don't be using Doctor Who's your platform to push this fucking stupidity. And the gender ideology is stupid.
Do you know why this annoys me? Because we've seen what happened to Star Trek Discovery. We know what's going to happen in the end. It's an open and shut book, and he's just going along blindly with it. It's like we see with Star Wars. If you just keep putting ideology and gender into it, what happens? It's just going to crash and burn. That's why we don't want it to happen. It's not that we're being bigoted. We know where it's going to go. We've already been written in the pages of history what's going to happen to this show. That's what angers me. That's why I'm angry, because, as I said, I studied television production. And I know this is a no, don't go down that route kind of thing. That the path leads to the dark side. Kind of comments Obi-Wan Kenobi said in episode 4. It does. That one will just lead you straight to ruin. And that's what angers me about this whole thing.
And it's like we said, you don't get these sort of in-depth characters if your priority is they have to be part of XYZ. You don't get these.
No, I disagree with you there, because see, that's the thing. This is the laziness of it, Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
See, you can bring in all of those characters, right? And it can be done. But the thing about it is they don't give them the dialogue. They don't give them the fucking. They don't give them even enough screen time. We see that during the kids area, they brought in the same-sex couple, like, and they literally had a couple of lines of dialogue, and that was it. Like, that's why we give out. Look at Captain Jack. Perfect example of an LGBTQ plus character that's fucking well developed. Jenny and Vastra. The species relations, but still, right? Jenny was a lesbian. Let's be honest. And if Vastra was human, she'd be a lesbian. So there, that was another. But were we giving out about Alonso? No, Alonso even had a fucking screen time, and there was enough for us to convince us that he was a gay man. This is the problem.
That's my argument. That Russell, this version of Russell, is writing some of his characters lesser. And you can tell that because his priority is not to do rounded characters. I've said this about Rose in Star Beast. He had a start of a good idea with her, the business, making the teddies, doing the arts and craft. That actually showed a couple of things about her.
Yes,
but how much of the story actually focused on that?
But it didn't, because that's what I mean. It didn't. It got to that scene, that was lovely, and you're right, that was character development. And that was good character development. But then after that, what else did we learn about Rose? Nothing, except that she was trans, used to be Jason.
Yeah.
And then some bloke shout on a pair of bikes because RTV wants to show, oh, this is what trans people go through every day of the week and all of this other fucking bullshit. But why didn't he show you have to show from a negative light. You showed positivity there. Why didn't you just keep it that way? So you want to show trans people in a positive light. Then show trans people in a positive light. Develop our fucking character more.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Russell now. We have seen it in the specials. Characters, previous Russell, that was his strength, the characters, and developing them. And
well, didn't you say at the table at the end of the giggle? Didn't you say that little scene at the end with Tennant, where he's the uncle now or whatever, and she rats on him about going to marry, and you were even saying that was that you or was that Jack? One of you said it was a sweet moment or something, which it was, but it was more positive character development. If you're going to show trans people in a positive light, show them in a positive light, right? We all know that there are people out there, and we're all confused about this. So why don't you show it in a positive light, or in your skewed vision of it, and then let the audience make up their minds? But he doesn't even let the audience make up their mind anymore, right? This is the thing, and you're right. He's not writing characters the way he did in 2005 when he was running Doctor Who at first. And this is what happens when great British writers go to America, right? They go to America for a couple of years and they come back and they've been indoctrinated. And that's what happens. Remember, this is an American import, right? Everyone forgets that this originated in America, right? The reason why we have so many problems around the world, my wife is American, but I say it's America, right? America, it's always fucking America, right? And then they give out to the rest of the world then, because the rest of the world is shit. Yeah, yous are at fault. So you clean this mess up, right? Fucking sick of this shit. Anyway, look, Georgie Tennant's like RTD, if he's going to keep promoting this, he should be locked up as well. They all should be.
No. If you want another example of another British sci-fi television series that was cancelled, you don't have to go any further than Skies Intergalactic. That was cancelled for being mostly feminist propaganda. That didn't sell. That's never going to come back. It's cancelled by Sky in 2001. Sorry, 2021. Sorry.
President Lemon says that if he was showrunner, he'd make me an alien, and I wouldn't even need any makeup. Yeah, you trying to be smart there, President Lemon?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'll get you lemon trees and shove them where the sun don't shine.
Don't berate the guests too much. We kind of need them. Stop berating your dad.
I wonder why.
Russell T. Davis.
Just another lemon tree. I love that song, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you heard that song, President Lemon? Lemon Tree. Lemon Tree. No, it's a great song. Anyway, we've got one more article to do, so let's leave on a bit of positivity. I hope it is. I've only read the headline, but it could be RTD saying something positive and then going down on Christopher Eccleston like a ton of bricks. But it seems like by the headline that RTD has actually given Christopher Eccleston some praise. Now, this comes obviously after the fact that Christopher Eccleston has made his feelings clear on what it would take for him to come back to Doctor Who. And basically all those that are in charge now would need to be sacked in order for him. And he actually asked Doctor Who fans if they could make it happen. But RTD has come out and said this. Doctor Who boss says Christopher Eccleston single-handedly changed the show. The Ninth Doctor impacted the show in more ways than one. Doctor Who showrunner Russell T. Davies has explained how Christopher Eccleston single-handedly changed the show. Head of Doctor Who's upcoming Christmas special, so this is just recent. Davies appeared on Imagine, RTD, The Doctor and Me last night, which I haven't watched, which I hope to get a hold of. So
we're all on the end of.
The behind-the-scenes episode explored the new set at Cardiff's Bad Wolf Studios and followed the director as the new season was filmed. So, obviously, the fourth season, it's a behind-the-scenes look of when they did, obviously, the first, I think, of Shooty season. So, it'll be interesting to actually have a look at that. A bit more in-depth than Doctor Who Unleashed, I suppose. Which has been an absolute shit show.
Oh, God, propaganda fest.
These fucking Muppets. In the one-off special, Davies explained how Eccleston changed viewers' perceptions of the Time Lord. The actor became a fan favourite when the long-running sci-fi series was first revealed in 2005. He's a Time Lord, so in people's minds, he became a lord. Someone loquacious and pompous, and why is he using all of these hard words? Why are you using hard words? Why can't you fuckers use simple fucking words?
Time Lords are a bit pompous. That's kind of got you into a territory.
Right. What's this?
They always do. I do it as well.
Whatever the fuck there is, and posh.
Charlotte probably does as well.
Fucking
if you get a degree, you start doing it. No, it's one of the things.
I mean, you use English. Do you know what? I wish I was speaking Irish because it'd be a lot more fucking simpler than this shit. Anyway, so Chris single-handedly in one
Never lost
moment.
for words. There you go.
Davis went on to describe casting Eccleston's companion role as Billy Piper, saying, "You forget 2005, 2004. People were laughing, going, oh, you cast that pop star," which Christopher Eccleston brought up himself at a recent con, saying the snobbery and the class of the UK, because this was the time before the days of, I think, Twitter and all, wasn't it? So social media hadn't got a big impact. But could you imagine if Billy Piper had been cast today, right? The same age she was in 2005, and she was a pop star, and she was given a role in Doctor Who. And could you imagine the social media? I mean, she was shielded from that, but she did get bullied. But the media tried to make it was fans that were bullying her, right? But the thing about it wasn't fans. It was you guys in the media saying a pop star couldn't play a companion in Doctor Who. Yous were the guys that were writing the articles. So that's what I mean. They said that she'd be dreadful. Like, they said that she wouldn't be able to do the part. And in the very first episode, I remember the next day when the papers came out, they were all eating their fucking words to her. Every single one of them were eating their words. Even Christopher Eccleston was getting it in the neck as well because nobody liked his costume. Everybody was saying the most undoctory costume that they'd ever seen in the show, right? And yet Rose dropped in the night, and the night after, the day after, everything just blew up, and the show.
I love that jacket.
Good. But you know what? It is nice to see Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, I love the guy. Yeah.
Recognised by RTD. I know the men do have their problems, but I want to ask you this: there's obviously this has been going on decades because Christopher Eccleston over the years, I even kind of got tired of him bitching about it, but now I kind of understand it all more. Do you think there is ever a chance that those two lads can bury their hatchet? And do you think that RTD could convince Christopher Eccleston to come back to the show? Because let's be honest, we've all called for a Paul McGann miniseries. It's something that we've wanted for a very, very long, long time. And there is no doubt that there is a hunger to see Christopher Eccleston don that jacket again and those jumpers that he used it and play the Ninth Doctor again. I know the appetite is there. Do you think those two men can finally reconcile, but shake hands and let bygones be bygones? Can they repair the relationship? Charlotte, what do you think? Do you think they'll ever talk to each other again?
I don't think so, because what I got from Eccleston's comments, the thing that really narked him and made him not want to be there anymore was the politics. And more of the sort of pally politics, the pretending you like something and you don't, and protecting your mate sort of politics, that sort of stuff.
Cliquey.
If you think Russell had a lot of that back in 2005, he's had a lot more power since. He's got a lot more mates. He's got a lot more acclaim. I don't see him changing in that regard.
But Eccleston in the same interview did acknowledge that he knew RTD was a very progressive writer. Actually, at the time, before all the shit broke out, Christopher Eccleston was saying that RTD was his favourite writer. Even at that time where he was criticising, he actually did say that was one thing. That's why he wanted to be on Doctor Who, and he got RTD to actually cast him.
I can see him fully respecting him on a creative level and on a professional level as a writer. I can see him fully respecting Russell and being happy to compliment him on that. I'm talking more on the personal level here, because that's all personal, the politics stuff, which is what he talked about. Yeah. And we know Russell he protects his friends. He is very cliquey. Yeah. And I think he would maybe entertain it, and he'd get back in for a day and he'd see all that stuff again. Because what we said, Who's he brought back? He's brought back the exact same team, the exact same names.
Yeah.
That's industry. That's clicks.
Industry clique, yeah.
And I think Russell, I agree with you. As a writer, Christopher would probably still very much say Russell's one of the best in the business and he's a very good writer. But
I'd
that's...
love them to bump into each other with cameras. I would. I just would, because I think that's what's I think that's what it's gonna take for the ice to be broken, and maybe for their walls, their shields to come down a little bit. I think it'd be good for Eccleston to actually tell RTD straight, look, this is why. And I felt at the time you didn't support me, and maybe RTD, if he did have, any smarts, he'd say he regretted what happened back then. But as you said, and learned from what happened back then. But as you said, Charlotte, and rightly so, he's literally brought back everybody. He's brought a few new names in as well. Obviously, they've been working with him with other Bad Wolf projects since he came in. So he's brought. You're right. This is very much. Do you remember when they used to say, these fans that were saying, well, Doctor Who Doctor Who should be for everybody? And do you remember they were always slagging off Moffat, saying, oh, it was a little boys club for him. He always seemed to bring in these mates. Well, have you noticed now RTD is bringing in all these mates?
Oh, God, yeah. Worse.
And it's not just on the writing and production side. He's, like I said, and this isn't a new thing. I don't blame him. But a lot of his castings, they're people who have been on his shows before.
Yeah.
Patrick Harris worked with him before. Helena Bonham Carter.
There's been some fan art shared on the BBC official Doctor Who Twitter, and even the artists are LGBTQ plus.
I know.
Now, now they put up a picture with K9, and K9 had, if I'm correct in saying, a trans fucking thing on K9's body. This artist comes from a group that supports trans and LGBT writers, and so he's even bringing in. This is the thing. Even the writer brought in for season 2. One of them is a feminist. One of them has wrote trans storylines. All of these. It's not just the castings, but it seems like the writing staff. It seems like the artists. I wouldn't even be surprised that the people that he has designing the monsters and creating the monsters are all LGBTQ plus people. This is the thing. I'm not saying not give jobs to LGBTQ plus people, but what I'm saying is that you're overcompensating now, and other people that are actually probably in the industry a lot longer are now being overlooked because RTD wants to diversify the whole. It looks like he wants to diversify the whole fucking industry, or diversify the whole of Bad Wolf anyway. And Disney have done that for years. Like, they've diversified the whole thing. Now Bob Iger is coming out and saying, "Oh, we've gone too far now." Well, it's too fucking late. You were told 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and you still refuse to listen. I just look. We're in usual territory, but at the same time, we're in unusual charted waters because everything is going to hinge on this Christmas special.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Shooty has to get off to a great start, and fair play to Millie Gibson. Of course, she's going to big him up. I mean, Billy Piper did the same. When what's her face came in, when Friedman came in, she bigged up Tennant as well. Catherine Tate, she bigged them up. And they bigged each other up. So I'm not surprised that she's bigging Shooty up. But let me just tell you that the trailer that the BBC released, I couldn't understand them at all. I had to put subtitles on. And I'm bringing this up again because there seems to be this maybe
elitism.
No understanding of the fact that some people Shooty's accent's going to be very heavy. It's nothing racist, right? It's like my Irish accent. It took everybody months that I hear today. They all understand me now because they're used to hearing me every day. But I remember when I first streamed, people were saying, "What's he saying?"
Yeah.
Because my accent is very distinct, just like Shooty's. When he was running and talking to Ruby in that scene, I couldn't understand him. I'm sorry, but I couldn't. I could understand him in the giggle, no problem. But if he's running and I can't understand him, that's going to be an issue because the Doctor runs a lot, like, you know? And he's talking about 50 miles an hour as well. He's doing what Jodie did.
Totally.
Because Jodie used to talk real fast. I mean, what is this obsession with the Doctor now talking real fast? Like, slow it down. Slow it down. Not everybody around the world's going to understand his accent. That's a fact. That's just a fact.
It's not just that. His accent, and I've noticed this as soon as he started getting interviewed, his accent is a mixture as well. It's not that it's not just a strong accent. In some bits, you can clearly hear the Scottishness in him, and it's very broad. In other bits, you can hear his African, his more natural voice.
Yeah, exactly. And it was that voice that came out in the trailer when he was running, and I couldn't understand. I'm not. You know, I like Shooty's casting, but this is going to be a problem for me moving forward.
And this is what to add to what you're saying, Noel. People will find it hard if they're watching an actor that to them has two accents. And in some lines, he'll be using one accent. In other lines, to them, it's perceived as... Because I do that. I think he's going to do that personally. I've got a feeling his voice is going to sort of go to and fro. His sort of two strongest dialects he clearly has.
Should he have done what Tennant done, though? And changed these accents? We know Jodie couldn't because she just couldn't bother her arse, and her accent was, let's be honest, it was a bit strong. So even if she did try to change it to a generic English accent, her accent would still come through. Would that happen with Shooty? Is that the reason why? Because I don't know. I've heard him where I can understand him, and you know, as you said, there's not that clash of accents coming through. I got stick for saying that. People will call me it's nothing racist. I mean, where do you think I live in Africa? Right? I live in Ireland. The majority of the population is white. Okay? So, like, you know, it's just the reality of the situation. Some countries are predominantly white. So when they hear someone like Shooty, if the accent is very strong and distinct like his is, and remember there's a Scottish accent in there as well, I'm sorry, but it's going to be difficult for some people to understand. I'm just hoping it's that trailer, by the way, because as I said, I understood him in the giggle. No bother. I actually thought he was good in the giggle. I even said it. You know, for introduction to the Doctor, he got 20 minutes, and I thought he was pretty. We know he's going to play a camp. It looks like that, but overall, I was actually. Do you know what? He has something there. If it's just nurtured now, we will get to see the best of him, but I don't think RTV is going to do that. But that's... Yeah.
I was going to say, what it could be as well, I've heard so many people talk about the sound mixing. I didn't notice it personally. Maybe that's because I haven't got an ear for it, or on the iPlayer it wasn't as bad, because that's where I primarily watched them. I didn't watch them on TV. But I heard so many people say, God, I couldn't understand some of the dialogue. Just purely like what you're saying almost. It just wasn't coming across clearly at all. So there could be a bit of sound mixing here. That in that trailer, whoever did the sound mixing just had an off day. And it's affected. So it might be very clear in the episode. It's just in the trailer.
They should be having an off day though, and the sound should be perfect.
I will confirm that actually for Charlotte. I mean, a lot of people who mix trailers don't mix the original episode. They kind of uploaded They just get kind of cuts like everybody else sometimes, and they kind of make their own little bits out of it. That's why sometimes in some trailers, bits that don't appear in the film appear in the trailer.
So
Yeah,
I
but-
get that.
I think that there could be a bit of trailerisms here.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like,
Well, hope that is the case. It better be, because he's, as I said, he's already shot Shooty in the foot before he's even started.
Yeah.
And as I said, how many? We're not far away now. It's the
Wednesday today.
Wednesday.
So there's-
5 days
Monday.
from now, we'll be sitting down watching the Christmas special, and we will see how good or bad it is. There has been a push to get that song, by the way, to Christmas #1. It's not going to happen.
Oh, God.
Ben Cook has actually got himself into
Oh,
trouble as
God.
well for pointing out the fact that there are two different charts, because the fans were proclaiming that it was an important chart that this song was on, but it turns out it wasn't, and he pointed that out. But it was nice to see Cookie get some upcoming, get his upcomings, because he's been,
Good
as you
cut.
know yourself, he's been a bit of these past few years. And it's funny that him and Crystal D, when RTD comes back, they rear their ugly heads again in the fandom and are influential in the fandom. I wouldn't be surprised if Beth from the Time Ladies is also loud and vocal again. So she'll be loving this era of Doctor Who now. She'll be getting all excited. Won't you, Beth? Getting all excited you will now, because you got your LGBTQ plus Doctor Who like you always wanted. Remember, this was the woman that went to Big Finish and inquired how many women are writing for Big Finish, because apparently the quality is determined whether women are writing or not, because that's the type of lunatics that we have in this fandom. And then when they get called out, then she does the classic, me, I'm a victim, me, and then she runs off Twitter for a couple of days. She'd probably do it now because I've called her out. It's the first time I've called her out in years. But they'll be all fucking loving it. And of course, we've got the added of Juno Dawson, whose books are controversial, as you all know now, and they even have Juno on the show, representing the trans community. Yeah, got every tick box checked. They've even got the obligatory black man hosting the show as well, because we got to check every fucking box, because this is Dr. Checkbox Who. Right?
It's not really nothing to do with Doctor Who.
That's what it is. Oh no, shackles are off now. Right? RTD is an absolute muppet if he goes down this route, and I swear he is a muppet. Nobody's saying we don't want diversity and inclusion, but what we want from you is a fucking sci-fi show. This is a sci-fi show, not a fucking teen drama or a teen biology class or whatever, right? It's a Doctor Who, it's sci-fi, okay? And if you can't make a sci-fi show, I suggest that you pack your fucking bags and get the fuck out. Rescue mission me fucking arse. Right? Rescue mission me arse. Well, if this is a rescue fucking mission, everybody is fucking dead!
True, it's Apocalypse Now, mate. It's Apocalypse Now. Have you seen Apocalypse Now?
Jesus Christ, I never heard such rubbish in all my life. And then you go and you say people in wheelchairs are evil, right? And then what do you do then? You put a woman in the show with a wheelchair, right? But you can't make her a decent character. Oh no, you get rockets shooting out of a wheelchair. You couldn't even give her an electric one either. It was just a normal wheelchair with right?
And also bring Kate Stewart back and have her be an absolute idiot by just keep firing bullets at the toy maker, because that's going to work.
I know. And I actually like her. She gets stick, right? I know Lee doesn't like Kate Stewart, and die-hard Brigadier fans don't like Kate Stewart. I am a die-hard Brigadier fan, but I do like the fact that he had, I do like her, but that actress, right, has been.
That's the whole thing.
Ever since Jim, that actress has gotten a raw deal with Doctor Who. She's a great actress, and I think, to be quite honest with you, she's never got to play the Brigadier's daughter the way I feel she should have been playing the Brigadier's daughter. But I think she's an actress that absolutely respects the character that she's playing, and for that reason is why I like her, because she respects the character.
Oh, she
Right?
does.
Yeah, but the BBC and the people that write the character for her obviously fucking don't. But yeah, they made her an idiot. I mean, we're all made look idiots. Even poor Mel, well, you know, she was flung across the room. Oh, actually, I've noticed, right? So I watched that episode again. By the way, the stunt people that they get to do those parts very badly done, because you can slow it down, you can clearly see it's a stunt person. You need to be better. You need to be better, right? Even back in the day, the stunt people, when they had no fucking budget, it looked half decent. That was terrible, terrible. But yeah, I still can't get over that toy maker dance to the fucking Spice Girls. So I listen to my own
It's so
version.
master. It's been done so many times by every single villain on Earth.
But let's wrap up. But before we do, I'm going to ask you.
Sorry, can I just say something? Just add to the last thing. Just why didn't they just bring back what's her name? Just bring back Angela Bruce as Bambera if they wanted. She's of color. They could have just had her as brigadier, the kind of the hand down to the brigadier. That's what I don't understand. She'd have been up for it. She's been Red Dwarf. She's been in everything. But she's a sci-fi legend. Oh, I don't know.
They don't look.
She's been in bloody Blake 7 for God's sake.
He's bringing in his mates. Charlotte said it earlier, right?
Yeah.
He did it back in 2005 as well. Let's be honest. I mean, he worked with Christopher Eccleston before. Right, he didn't work with Billy Piper before, but he knew what type of companion he wanted, so he cast Billy Piper. But even back then, people that worked on these old shows were working on him with Doctor Who. But this time now, he's made new friends since then, and he's brought them in, including his old friends. But the problem with his new friends is his new friends are all activists like him. They don't care about Doctor Who. They just care about what the agenda is going to be in Doctor Who and how they can interwove it into the show, but they don't do it well.
Yeah.
They don't do it well. As I said, right, the first 2 seasons of the Orville showed that you can have, you know, woke issues being tackled in the show if you show both sides, which MacFarlane did very well, right? People weren't coming out, oh, it's woke. Right, they were saying how it was done brilliantly and how he was able to leave it to the audience to decide for themselves. Even though he chose a pact in it with Bartis's and Bartis's son, where they changed the gender, right? They still did that, but he still left the discussion open because he showed the other side, well, you know, this is wrong and the reasons why it's wrong. But the court obviously ruled in the favor, but he still left it there for the audience to make up their own fucking mind. RTD is not going to do that with this Doctor Who. If everything that we've heard, and I will look into that to see if he's liking comments like that, because if he is, then he is openly admitting
bias, open biases.
And that is absolutely disgusting. And I'll go back to what Stephen Moffat said. Doctor Who, if you're going to do it, the way you want to do it has to appeal to the left, the right, the centre, whoever you're trying to appeal to.
It was Moffat who said that. Yeah.
But I will go one step further and say Doctor Who doesn't appeal to everybody. Doctor Who is a specific niche sci-fi, and it appeals to those that are sci-fi fans. To try and make a genre more accessible to others is wrong. And it had an effect on Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who, right? And if they do it, oh, by the way, X-Files apparently is coming back as well, and they're going to do it from the X-Files. Oh, by the way, it's coming back, but not with the main cast. So Mulder and Scully are not going to be part of X-Files when they bring it back.
That's going to bomb.
Of course it's going to bomb. They're all going to bomb. Anyway, with that said, let's do the channel shout out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, by the way, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Like and share. And guys, keep commenting the way you have been in the comment section. It's brilliant to see you actually go after a stream and leave comments and get little conversations going, which is ourselves as well. I try keep an eye on it just to make sure that there is no, because you get one or two Muppets that try to.
Oh, God, we get to that as well, yeah.
Yeah, no, we get one or two Muppets that they're calling me out and wishing that I die and all of this, but
Just childish, really.
Never get to see them because YouTube kind of puts them in the hidden, and I get called all sorts of names. I'm only back talking Doctor Who a few weeks down already. I'm getting it all, but as I said, you're wasting your time. You know, got better things to be doing than fighting with a bunch of fucking morons on Twitter. Listen, you're all brain dead, brainwashed sheep. Do you know what I mean? I'm far superior than you, and I always will.
No, there's a word for them now. There's a word for them now.
It's not me thinking that I have a superiority complex, obvious. We do. We're much smarter and more intelligent than all of yours. And this is why you hate us and you put little labels on us, because we will beat you in any argument, because we're always backed by facts. You are backed by stupidity. So
no, there's a phrase for them now. Do you not hear? Did you not hear it? It's called
there's a new one for them.
Cancel pigs.
I've been seeing that.
Yeah, that's what we call them now. We just call them cancel pigs. Mark Millar said, they're cancel pigs.
Yeah. Most of you are just, and he's probably you're all vegan as well, so it's a double insult, isn't it? To you all calling you cancel pigs, because most of you are vegan, probably gluten-free shite as well. Black Lives Matter and all that, isn't that right? Where rainbow loving fucking circus clowns are the whole lot of you. Do you know what? 2023, right? And I've noticed this is the first year where nobody is saying 2024 is your year or 2024 next year will be better. Nobody's saying that anymore now. That's gone out the window, right? Nobody. And I'm not even going to say I hope you have a great year in 2024, because you know why? It'll be unfair to say have a great year in 2024, because it's going to be shit in 2024, because it's going to get doubly worse in 2024. From 2024 onwards now, right, the government, the elites, right, the media, they're all going to double, triple, and quadruple down.
Oh, they will.
And it's going to be your job as the consumer to say no. It's going to be your job as a people, wherever you're living in the world, to stand up for your communities, to stand up for your country, and get out there on the streets. I'm telling you, 2023 was fucking a picnic compared to what's coming in the next few years. So all I will say to you is in 2024, when I do my New Year's stream, will be I wish you the best of luck for 2024, because we're gonna all fucking need it. Anyway, let's do channel shout-outs. We got the movies on tomorrow, which is a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I knew that movie was going to fucking win as soon as I put it up. Yeah. Anyway, well, I haven't seen it in years myself, so I'm looking forward to it. So come and join me tomorrow, 7 p.m. for that. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and then on Friday we'll have a stream on Friday. Don't know what I'm doing on Friday because everybody's busy, but we'll do something. I don't know if PD is with me or not on Friday, but
I should be.
If he's not, then it'll just be me. If not, it'll be me and PD. Rich, we'll go for about an hour because we know you are all busy over the Christmas, and I should be on over the weekend on the United channel, and I'll have other stuff going. And then we have a second part of our Doctor Who, Classic Who, which is Enlightenment, which I did enjoy. I was just a bit tired for the last one, guys. I'm very sorry about that, but I did enjoy, right? I was just tired, but I'm ready to go now anyway, so we'll be grand for the next part. Of being getting plenty of rest. Anyway, she's sick now. I have to go out and do the... Yeah, I haven't been out doing shopping in months. I had to go out and do the bleeding shopping today. Fucking nightmare, man. No, that's all I know to fucking say. Anyway, that's me wrapped up. Thank you for joining me, as always, and I'll hand you over to the very lovely Queen Charlotte, who's going to do her shout-outs, and then we'll get PD then to... Well, he's throwing the channels in now as we speak. But go ahead.
Yep, so you'll catch me on Type 40 Doctor Who YouTube channel. We're on our little mini Christmas break on the live Thursday shows, but we'll be back sometime after the new year with Christmas special talk and shootings for series and all the other bits and bobs that are going on. Also keep listen out, or I'll be on some reviews on the podcast for Type 40, and that it will be the giggle at least. I've told Dan I'm happy to do that one, so I'll be on that one. And at some point we're going to do Matt Smith because he got missed out of the 60th sort of review, so we're going to catch up with Matt Smith's Doctor. So listen out for me on those, and you'll catch me here on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Yeah. Also, I should probably mention before PD jumps in there. So Christmas, I'm doing the Christmas special. So if any of you want to join me Christmas Day for that, just let me know if you are available, and you can come and join me. I don't mind. I'll probably be doing it on my own anyway. I think Chris said he might join. I don't know. It depends because it's Christmas. But if anybody does want to join me for Christmas, the usual suspects, of course, let me know, and we'll do a Christmas Day. I'm still doing it myself anyway, either way. So all I'm saying is, if you want to do the live, along with me, you're more than welcome. I don't know. The plan is maybe do the special and then maybe do the review panel after it, or that was my plan. But if you can't come on Christmas, then I'll just do the watch along, and then we'll do the review panel.
I'll see what Dan's plans are, because he's not said anything to us, so I'll see what he's planned.
Well, let me know. Yeah, let me know anyway. So I'll hand you over to Mr. PD Rich. Another day in the asylum.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, definitely is another day in the asylum. Planet Earth.
Yep.
Asylum for all the crackpots and fucking
Galactic Asylum, yeah. We're asylum with the humans, not asylum with the Daleks anymore.
Yeah, asylum with the fucking humans is right. Go ahead anyway.
Okay, go and check out our friend Bowles Trek, our good friend Daniel Leach. Join Jack Rabbit, good friend of ours. He's charting his channel town for a little short while he moves. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, usual guest. Lee's got some new material out on his channel. Check it out. Our friend Tadaco24, he's got some new material. I was watching it earlier. It's very good. It's kind of musings on the whole anniversary, because he's not very happy about it either. My good friend Rabbi as well. Check him out.
Fantastic. And the Gobster.
Oh, Jesus, forgot Gobby. Frah! I know I forgot someone. I'll get it in there.
Yeah, it's either him or it's someone else you forget.
We've got too many friends.
We've got too many now at this stage, yeah. The Rolodex is getting big. Oh, yeah, Brendan's channel as well. Brendan, who we had on with us. Do you remember? Nice Brendan.
If I can remember it, yeah.
What's his channel? Hold on, I'll tell you now, because he sent me a message.
It's in the...
It's the Sense Sphere, isn't it? The Sense Sphere, I think it's called, the YouTube channel. The Sense Sphere. And he's also on X or Twitter X, whatever you want to fucking call it nowadays.
I don't know his address though, but yeah.
Which I think is a great name. That's what you should call it. Keep the X, but call it Twitter X. Just keep the Twitter fucking name, man.
X Twitter, I call it. Yeah, X Twitter.
Yeah. Right, so there you go. Anyway, all the channels are in there. Oh yes, Sean from there.
Just keep adding Chris.
God,
just keep Jesus. We're gonna have to get a big.
Where is Chris? Chris
checking it twice. He's gonna find out if you're naughty or nice. PD Rich is. No, that makes no sense. No, I better stop. Anyway, I have been listening to me first day by listening to Christmas songs. So I listened to a couple of Cliff Richard Christmas songs, but I also watched The Snowman today, and of course we got the great song from The Snowman as well.
Don't sing it.
What? Oh no, I won't. I don't even have the voice for that song. You're joking. But I did love it growing up as a kid, and I listened to it today, and it was just so great. It's proper Christmas. Boney M, of course, you can't go without a bit of Boney M Christmas. So Mary's Boy Child, Jesus Christ, and Little Drummer Boy, they do a version of the Little Drummer Boy as well. So be listening to some Christmas music today, and the usuals, Wham, Shakin' Stevens, and stuff like that. But the one song I can't stand or listen to Christmas Day or Christmas at all is fucking Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. I fucking can't stand it. It's probably the worst fucking Christmas song that was ever made. And she recently did it at a concert, and she didn't even have the arse to fucking sing it live or to dance. She was just standing there like she was half fucking out of her face on something and pretending to sing the song. It was absolutely ridiculous, it was. I mean, you can't even sing your biggest fucking hit properly. And yes, it was your biggest fucking hit, because some of your other music was okay, but you kind of got a bit screamy, didn't you? You were never, sorry man, she's no fucking Celine Dion or Whitney fucking Houston or Tina Turner. Fuck Mariah Carey, right? All she is a bleeding fucking train wreck that happens to be a singer. She's got a great voice, but she doesn't have the fucking brains, the fucking oh man, she annoyed me, man. Then I remember that time she tried to fucking slag off Eminem because she was in a relationship with him, and it broke down, and she wrote a song about him, right? Nick Cannon, her husband, don't write a song about Eminem, that's the worst thing you could do. And then he brought out his version called Bagpipes from Baghdad, where he literally slags her off in this whole fucking song and exposes her for being an alcoholic and eating Captain Crunch. So shut up, Mariah. I can't stand her song, seriously, man. I fucking hate it. And the song that Cheryl hates is A Fairy Tale from New York.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I love that song.
That fucking winds me up, right? She says, no matter who sings it, she says, I've heard other versions of it. I just don't like it. So she comes out to me today. No, tell me why you love A Fairy Tale from New York so much. And the only explanation I could give her was, well, I kind of Irish. That was her song. That was her Christmas song. Shane MacGowan's song. That was our song.
It was no longer with us.
And we grew up with that song. That song was always playing on the radio in Ireland and in pubs over the Christmas. You know when you have Band-Aids, do you know it's Christmas? That's kind of our one, you know. Shane MacGowan's Fairy Tale in New York is kind of ours. And because New Yorkers and Irish people are kind of similar anyway, I just love it. I just love it. There's some horrible renditions as well, but I love it.
Daniel's going to have fun with you now.
What song?
Look at the chat.
I love Mariah Carey. Check that. I don't care, man.
No. I'm going to tag Noel in that song.
Go for it. Do what you want. Do what you want. I tell you, if I was a trillionaire, I would pay every single. I'd actually pay her record company to destroy it. Right? I'd go to Mariah directly because money talks. Say, Mariah, listen, you know, I love Christmas, but you kind of ruin it for me. So can we destroy your song? I will pay you such and such. She'll take the money. I'll buy the song and then I'll utterly destroy it. Simple. Done. So I say Christmas. I don't know what it is about the song. I just can't stand it. That's just me. I know some people like Mariah, but so does the wife. She just plays it now to piss me off. So then I play Fairy Tale in New York in revenge. Because anytime I blast it, by the way, I put the speakers in it just to wind it up. I fucking hate it, man. I swear, I hate it. So yeah, I've been listening to Christmas music now. This is when I listen to it. See, everybody's been listening to Christmas music since October or something. But I always wait until it's about 5 days, or even closer sometimes. But it's earlier this year. It is earlier because it's the 20th. Last year, I didn't listen to Christmas songs until Christmas Eve, actually, believe it or not. So I got earlier this year, but that's why I don't get pissed off with the Christmas songs every year like everybody else does, because you've been listening to them on the radio over and over. And then if you're working now, the radio, everything that they play is just fucking Christmas songs. So
yeah, it's doing my mum's head in.
Yeah.
And you just hear it. Whereas for me now, I haven't been listening to them. So today was the first day and I'm fucking loving it now. I'm in the Christmas spirit now. All you miserable bastards are waiting for Christmas to end now. I'm just bring it on.
That's right over here.
They do. Look at here. Can I show you? I'll probably be able to show you. Look, but this is my Christmas tree this year. I can actually show you because we're doing the apartment up, so no big Christmas tree to this year, but there will be one next year. So I'll show you what I have, if my camera will allow me. So hold on. We might as well end with something positive. Oh, no, he's always giving out stuff. He's never happy. You're fucking right.
So tune in for the first 2 minutes. That's why no bugger off.
Yeah.
There, so there's my Alan. So that's my little.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So it's an actual plant. So I'll have to. So that'll grow now the next year. I'll have to put that in a bigger pot. So in a couple of years' time, hopefully that'll be big enough to be an actual proper Christmas tree.
You'll have to update us every year. Process of it.
Yeah, and it's got its little flowers. Look, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got these little red flowers. Lovely as well. I think they're busy lizzies, if I'm right in saying. It could be a busy lizzie on it. So then I just threw me all. I didn't want to put the lights on the tree itself, so I'll just put this on a kind of a white fucking plate, and then just put the lights around it. And now I've kind of fucked it up, so I better put it down. But that's me little Christmas tree. Got the lights, so when the lights are turned off, people can see it. You know. I should.
It's not how big it is, garbage. It's what you do with it.
Yeah,
That's
no,
so
you're gonna
big.
break it. Put it back.
Yeah, I'm putting it down because she went and bought it for me because I've been complaining we haven't had a Christmas tree in a while. So that's me little mini Christmas tree. So yeah, so you don't really need big trees. Lights on the tree, don't you mean light? Well, yeah, well, no, they're lights. It's just you can't see them properly because I fucked it up and I'll show you. You know. There you go. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you over the weekend as well. Until then, stay safe, look after yourselves and all of that. And we will see you over the Christmas anyway, so that's why I'm not wishing you a Merry Christmas and all that bollocks, because I'll be on Christmas Day to wish you a Merry fucking Christmas. So there you go. So until then, stay safe, look after yourselves, and don't overindulge. You know, this is the time we fuck up everything, isn't it? We do great all year round, and we fuck it up, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it this year. Because I've done well. I'm able to fit into skinny jeans now.
Oh, that's good.
No, for a bloke, that's a big thing. Trust me,
Yeah.
that's a big thing. I couldn't wear skinny jeans for years, right? Got piled on the weight I did. See, this is what happens when you get married. You get too comfortable, you see. And it does happen. You get comfortable and then you feel relaxed. And, you know, I just kept eating all the time and let the weight. But instead of bitching and moaning about it, I actually did something about it. So I changed my whole diet. I got healthy. And I got a little bit of exercise. I don't overdo it either, because you don't need to overdo it. I hate these nuts that go to gyms and all. Oh, look at me. You don't need to do any of that, man. You know, just go out on walks and stuff like that. Once you still keep yourself happy, you're good. So, yeah. I mean, the wife gave me a good compliment. She said my ass looked good in the pair of jeans again. So, you know what I mean? I actually wound her up. Were you trying to say my ass wasn't nice in the pair of jeans? Is that what you're trying to say? Because imagine if the man said that to a woman. Oh, you got
slap.
In. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Slap and couch.
Yeah. Sleeping on the couch tonight, mate.
Anyway, good night, folks. Have a good evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Good
night.
Wow, yeah.